I'm the fourth-year student of International Business Management in Petra Christian University. In this video, I would like to express myself, my self-discovery, my mission, my vision, and also how I plan to achieve my goal in the help of Professor Dr. Casey Chan. Let's start.
As a 7th semester student, I already gained much knowledge, especially during Professor Dr. Casey Chan class, in which I have learned about international business management, international marketing management, global strategic management, and also multinational enterprise and government. To explain it better about myself, I would like to use Action Learning Framework developed by Professor Dr. Casey Chan. Actually, Action Learning Framework have 7 questions to be answered, which are what, why, how, when, who, where, and how much. So let's start to answer the first question, which is what. In what, I will explain about what I know through individual assessment tests. In individual competence, I will assess myself using learning style, entrepreneurship GAT test, and also Big 5 personality test. The result of my learning style shows that I am an activist, means that I have an open-minded approach to learning, involving themselves fully and without bias in new experiences. I am a pragmatist, means that I am able to see how to put the learning into practice in the real world. I am a reflector, means that I learn by observing and thinking about what happened. However, I'm not really a theorist person because I do not really know about the theory behind certain events. For my entrepreneurship GET test, the overall result is 50%, in which I have quite balanced result. In Need for Achievement, I consider to try and test enterprising ideas that fit in my lifestyle. In Need for Autonomy, I prefer to be advised about managing my work and not taking responsibility of taking charge. As a creative tendency person, I prefer to enterprising ideas that are more straightforward to implement rather than radical and disruptive innovation. For calculated risk-taking, I'm not really comfortable to take many risks and responsibilities. In locus of control, I confidently seek to exert control over life, draw on inner resources, and believe that it is the hard work that makes me succeed. For my Big 5 personality test, I have high in extroversion, meaning that I have highly motivated to experience the thrills and achievement in life. I also tend to be friendly and adventurous. However, I have low in agreeableness, means that I have high in putting others' needs ahead of my own and more empathy toward others. Moving on to my team capacity, which I will use Belbin's 9 team rules. The result shows that I have high in coordination, meaning that I am a confident person that can clarify goals and delegates effectively. I am an implementer because I am a practical person who is reliable and working efficient. I'm also good and team worker because I am perceptive, diplomatic, and also cooperative person. For my organizational capabilities, I will assess myself using leadership self-assessment, in which the result shows that I am a good in building a relationship, communicating with others, motivating, and also inspiring people. That is also aligned with my previous test showing that I am a people-oriented. That resulting my perpetual leadership in the second level, which is contributing team member. Finally, for my self-assessment, I will choose 4 key attributes that I consider as my core competence. The first one is being adaptable will increase my ability to communicate and easier to build relationship with other people. I am also a flexible person with versatility. Secondly, I am sociable because I am a typical person who is friendly and have pleasant social relation. Thirdly, I have power to discipline my own feelings and have desire to improve myself. Lastly, I am a accountable person because I usually take responsibility, reliable, and also on time. Because I am disciplined and accountable, so I have ability to develop and managing business in fashion-based industry. While I'm sociable and adaptable, that lead me to become international marketer. In why, which is the clarity in planning, I will use 5 ways to answer why should I know. The first is why self-development is important, because knowing ourselves will enable us to see big picture. The second is why self-development could lead to leadership, because knowing our strength and which area to improve is very crucial. The third is why self-development could be the next step, because it is a tool to shape life goals and purpose. The fourth is why self-development will impact me, because to enhance balanced life building and relationship better. The fifth is why self-development is a powerful tool, because it is a tool to overcome barriers to learn new things. Moving on to my vision is that to become an entrepreneur in fashion industry and have my own brand. Furthermore, my mission is having my own factory in Indonesia and has subsidiary in one of other country. And finally, my values are always being perseverance, curiosity, and also adventurous. For when, I will explain using timeline planning. 1 year from now, I will graduate in time from IBM Petra Christine University and also getting a job in one of multinational companies specifically in fashion industry. 3 years from now, I plan to do my master degree majoring in fashion industry and building my own enterprises, which is expanding my online business in luxury fashion based industry. 6 years from now, I plan to get married and build my own factory in fashion-based industry. And finally, 10 years from now, I plan to expand my business overseas and having a partnership with a good reputation brand. Moving on to how, which is how about my plan. I will explain using SIO framework that consists of strategy, implement, and also operate. She must come first within myself. Therefore, my first step is improving myself. It's going to be recap which I have to see my strength in this aspect and continue to improve to become excellent in terms of my self-development. Before that, my self-awareness, which I have focused on my strength in the Belbin's 9 team roles, in which I open to new experiences, discipline in pursuing goals, also friendly and adventurous. While also need to have a good judgment through leadership self-assessment tests. It is proven that I am good in building relationships, have good communication skill, and motivating, also inspiring people. I need to have a good self-management through entrepreneurship GED test that I prefer to look for enterprise that fit my lifestyle and hardworking to strive success. Moving on to the second stage, in which how I should implement my strategy through this triangle that consists of strategy, scope, and schedule, in which becoming master degree student. Strategy are being a qualified candidate of multinational company, gaining more international experiences, been working in a good reputation of multinational company, and having a holistic thinking as a mindset. I will focus on fashion industry as a scope. I hope that I can achieve all between the years 2019 until 2024. The next steps, I need the best operations to pursuing the best result. In order to understand the newest development of fashion marketing, improve networking and connection within the industry, and also I'm able to market in the fashion industry. I also need to have 5 KPIs. How should I determine that I fully developed is by getting a salary between 10 million rupiah until 15 million rupiah. The second is being promoted within 1 year. The third is I am able to connect and engage with some crucial people in the industry. The fourth is I am able to increasing the sales of the company. Lastly, I am interested with big project from the company. Moving on to who is responsible for exploitation. As seen on the framework that my family, friends, colleagues, and also Professor Dr. Casey Chan are the one who have the biggest support in my life in achieving my goals. The tools are the self-development that focus on my strength, and the process is using SIO framework and 5 KPIs to determine how I perform later on. And the center of the triangle will explain about my value, mission, and vision. Now I'm going to discuss where it can go right and wrong. With his framework, I can evaluate what I do in a whole process that can be applicable in the real life. In insight, I need to have the clear goals and determination of what I want to achieve in my life, which is being a multinational enterprise in fashion-based industry. The motivation that encouraged me to become more experienced in fashion marketing. Moreover, the encouragement for me to have my own brand and build factory. After gaining insight and motivation, of course, I will gain new knowledge and skill, which will be improved by studying my master degree. However, in the real-world application, anything could happen, whether what I have learned was not enough or I wasn't ready enough to compete with the fast global changing. Next, I will discuss about how much, and I will answer how can I improve using 6 thinking hats and 6 types of power. First is the red hat, which represents stamina power or rejuvenate. Is to refresh and rejuvenate knowledge means always seek for knowledge. Second is yellow hats, which represent communicative power or redesign. Is to gain networking and maintain relationship with stakeholders. Third is white hat, which represent expert power or reinvent. Is to enhance intelligence and independency. Fourth is green hat, which represent redesign, is being adaptable with creative thinking. Fifth is black hat, which represent response power or redefine, is about responsive with changing and critical judgment. The last hat is blue, which represent execution power or re-engineer, is able to think about the process and execute the strategy. In conclusion, I will using individual attitude. Reviewing my learning style as activist, I have open-minded approach to learning which led me to become a specialist. As a pragmatist, I am able to put learning into practice that led me become an implementer. And as reflector, I learn by observing and thinking that led me become a good team worker. Therefore, my personality as extroversion will allow me to have a good communication skill, building relationship, motivating and inspiring people. Because I am a sociable person and friendly that can make other people comfort.
After all I have shared about myself and my future plan, in this opportunity I would like to say thank you to Professor Dr. Casey Chan